You guys, one of my biggest pet peeves is when people say, oh, you're only 20 or you're only your mid-20s, you're still figuring life out. Like, no, you have the mental and emotional capacity to make substantial life decisions. That's why adulthood is deemed adulthood at 18 in the United States. And St. Thomas Aquinas died at 49. He lived from 1225 to 1274 AD. And I'm over here just mind blown that he was so young. You never know how short your life is going to be. And all you can guarantee is right now, this moment, you are the one who gets to choose what happens with right now. Because, I mean, you've heard of St. Thomas Aquinas, right? Like, super accomplished guy, natural law theorist, like crazy, crazy well-known in the Catholic world and like worldwide in general in philosophy. He was the baby, you guys. He was number 7 of 7 sons. Like, the sibling that typically accomplishes the least and lives with the parents the longest. Died at 49. Okay, we'll get into this stuff. Okay, let's go deep. Professor John Hill wrote this book that I'm reading, right? And so he basically says that the entire world is a binary. Everything is, does it exist or does it not? Does the idea of Santa exist even though Santa does not? Does a past event still exist even though it no longer does? We are in this constant binary of existence versus non-existence. St. Thomas Aquinas would answer this question similarly to how Aristotle did, that it is the active nature of a thing that defines its realness. So what is more real, me or my shadow? What can make the most impact? And this still goes philosophical, right? There still could be a debate to be had of which thing is more real and what exists and what does not. And furthermore, the definition of being versus goodness. Right? So what good can I contribute to the world and what good does my shadow contribute to the world? What does it do? What goodness does it have the same level of being that I do, even though it is as real as I may be? In the Christian view, we would say that form preceded matter and that essence, or who we were made to be, preceded existence, meaning that we believe that God created us in our perfect state prior to our actual existence, our essence, the fact that we were made in His image, that He in fact intended our existence to be prior to our being, would be a Christian viewpoint, which is honestly where one of the conversations about lesbian, bisexual, and gay has come. Because people use LGBT as a piece of their identity. So if we were to say that homosexuality does not exist within the natural law theory, that then that person who experiences LGBTQ would not exist. That is my understanding of this situation, of this like disconnect that we have, is that if homosexuality did not exist, since it is a core identifying piece of existence, that therefore this person would not exist. So if I did not experience same-sex attraction, I do not use that as a piece of my identity. I do not see it as something that like identifies me, but say I did, that was a core piece of my being, then if I were to submit myself to natural law theory, then I myself would not exist. So through my conversations, that has come forward as an understanding that I have, that I seem to see, and I'm not sure how accurate that may be through the conversations. It seems like it may be accurate. But in studying this Thomist point of view, that without the logos, through whom men participate in the rational order of the world, there would be nothing to connect the world in mind with the world of things. When we start talking about without an ultimate order, how can we make sense of this? That's where I go. this is how I'm able to make sense of my life, that I see an ultimate purpose, that I see an ultimate design, that I see how perhaps this world was intended to be. And yet we have chosen something different. We have chosen something where we are able to pursue these passions that we feel. And then it may not fully align with the initial design that the Lord intended for us. That's all I have for today. Going further into St. Thomas Aquinas tomorrow with Aquinas' ethical theory. Intrigued to hear your thoughts about today, though. I know I probably talked more than I did other days, but really passionate. I'm just excited to be able to see and understand and relate with a worldview that makes so much sense with how my mind formulates everything around me. So God bless. Have a great night.